evil is coming that threatens our kingdom, our freedom. But we have a weapon they are not prepared for.
My king, the Europeans wish to conquer us. They will not stop until the whole of Africa is...
That was actually for you to sit there and wait, because it's going to get really interesting today. You're welcome to Inside Africa Network. My name is Bills Victor. You can call me Big Bills. You're welcome to Movie Gist Africa. Today promises to be very lovely, because it's going to be real, live, and direct. You stay here. I'll see you immediately after this very short break. It's going to get really exciting. I'll see you back then. All right. We moving on. We have to move on today, because it's going to be a beautiful day. We have other programs coming in from different presenters today. This is Movie Gist Africa, like I said. I'm premiering a movie today. It's a teaser. The movie is not yet out. We're expecting it to come out in like a month's time, but I want to share it with you, our viewers, today, to be one of those to anticipate this movie. I'll see you just immediately after this very
network.
I'll be giving you a teaser on a movie that is about to fall out. It is actually a movie that is centered on Africa. Of course, you know this is Inside Africa Network, and we explore Africa. We'll bring it to you. It is a movie that is called The Woman King. This movie actually is based on a true life story, a true life history of what actually happened. You know, back in decades ago, from our ancestors, you know, the only encounter we had with our colonial masters back then was slave trade. You know, they picked up people here, take them out there, go sell them, you know, use them as slaves. There's some part of this history that we didn't actually get to hear or get to meet or know. But then we found that these histories, and then we're bringing it to you in this movie, The Woman King. The Woman King is actually a movie that is centered on a kingdom that is called the Kingdom of the Dahomey Amazon. This is a group of, it existed, although it existed until 1904. This is a group of women, military women regiment. You know, these women are soldiers. They were actually born and bred not to be soldiers though, but because of the dwindling number of men in their society or in their kingdom back then, men actually died for wars with neighboring states of West Africa. They died, quite a number of them. And the Oyo Empire back then, yes, the Oyo, you know, from Nigeria, was an empire, or Yoruba Empire, very powerful. They came to this kingdom of the Dahomey Kingdom to pick men and take them as slaves. Now, the Dahomey Kingdom is actually a kingdom presently, right now, is the Republic of Benin, or Republic of Benin, here in Africa. You know, what I'm trying to say now is this movie is a movie that is actually set at dawn for Africa, especially to tell us how it happens. It features cast like Viola Davis, John Boyega, you know that guy, that very popular Nigerian actor. We'll have Jimmy Udukoya, we'll have Angelique Kidjo, the Grammy Award winner. You know, she has so much Grammy. She is in this movie. It promises to be very exciting. Now, these women military, these women regiments were actually women who were very fierce. They had physical stability. They had strength. They had speed. Their archery was perfect. You know, they were actually military in the sense of the word. You know, most of these Amazon women were they actually had their right breast cut off, you know, to show that they are actually men now, to show how fierce they will be. And then at that period, they use hot bronze to actually place on that wound. They call it cauterization. It was actually cauterized to prevent loss of blood or to prevent infection, as the case might be. Now, these women actually fought very well against colonial masters that came in. In the movie, John Boyega actually is the king. He actually was saying that he will not be able to sacrifice his people to get killed by the Europeans, even though they didn't have knowledge of weapons like the guns that were available back then. Even though they were fierce and powerful, they lost some battles though, even the battle against Abiyokuta back then. Now, this movie is actually an African movie, not a Nigerian movie, even though we have Nigerians in them. One of the last warriors, one of those last women that lived, she lived more than 100 years. She was actually interviewed by a Beninese historian in 1978. She died November 1979. She actually said she fought the war against France back then in 1892. She lived more than 100 years. Now, how did they recruit these women? Like in the movie, they were recruited as young as 8 years. Yes, they were recruited. No marriage, nothing concerns you with marriage, no childbearing. Some of them were called the Ahosi. The Ahosi were what meant the wives, the king's wives, or you call them the Moni or our mothers. That was what it meant. So these women were actually very, very, very terrible military women that fought against external powers that came in. In the movie The Woman King, it depicts the strength these women actually had. I'm playing the thriller in a short while for you to watch. All I need you to do is go to a comment section and tell us what other history you heard apart from the slave trade history. It is actually, the slave trade history is actually history we need to talk about. It's something we need to talk about because it was actually very cruel, It's something we need to say actually happened to us here in Africa. But then what other story, what other history do you have to say or tell us apart from that of slave trade? Now I'm bringing you The Woman's King here for you to anticipate. It is coming out on the 16th of September, and I know you'll be here to hear me tell you that it has dropped and we will fly with it. Like I said, the cast we know the cast has Viola Davis. Viola Davis is a popular actress in the American industry. She is black. John Boyega is there. We'll have Angelique Kidjo, Johnny, Jimmy Odukoya. I'm trying to remember those names, You will see them there in the movie. I ask you to sit here and watch because some of the Franks Legion actually said these women were courageous and very, very, they had serious audacity. These women were so powerful that pain and death meant no difference. There was no difference between pain and death. Pain was nothing to them, that to the point that they actually ran into fences made of thorns. What I am trying to say in a nutshell is that Africa had a history different from just coming here to pick people to use them as slaves. We also had some African countries out there that actually fought against external bodies and were never colonized. Yeah, they were never colonized. Such countries are actually here in Africa. So I'll ask you to sit there and anticipate the movie The Woman King. I'll play the thriller. I'm not here to talk too much. The thriller will tell you everything you need to anticipate in this movie. I just wanted to let you know that the movie is actually from a real life story, a real life history that actually happened here in Africa. That we also had women, strictly just women, who were fierce in war. They had military strength. They felt no pain. They were not scared of death or anything of such because of the dwindling number of men that they had. Their king had to call women to come in and become soldiers. I'll leave you here. Go to a comment section. Like I said, drop comments and tell me what other history you think actually happened during those years, those hundreds of years ago that we were actually disturbed by these colonial masters. This is Inside African Network. Please comment on every of our shows. We have other shows coming in. Like our pages. Go to YouTube. Subscribe. Ring on that bell. We'll be glad to always have you here on Inside African Network. Movie gist it is. The Woman King is the thriller I'll be playing to you for you to anticipate. It is coming straight to your screen from Inside African Network. I love you. My name is Big Bills. I'll see you on the other side.
An evil is coming that threatens our kingdom, our freedom. But we have a weapon they are not prepared for.
My king, the Europeans wish to conquer us. They will not stop until the whole of Africa is theirs. We must fight back for our people.
Maneska, you are asking me to take them to war.
Some things are worth fighting for.
Don't know, take my power, my power. Don't know, take my power.
You are called to join the King's Guard.
Don't know, take my power.
No kingdom in all of Africa shares this privilege. Train hard, fight harder.
Take my power.
We fear no one,
They feel away.
and we fear no pain.
They feel away.
I offer you a choice. Fight or we die.
It's that kinfolk, it's that skinfolk, it's that war, it's that bloodline. On the front line, ready for war. Where you going?
To be a warrior, you must kill your tears.